Yeah, good afternoon. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Saturday, the 14th of November 2020. This is a weekly video where I look at my analysis on the daily charts using the high probability and divergence methods from my books. So we'll get stuck into that in a minute. It's about 1:24 p.m. We're about 9 hours away from being hit with this typhoon that's just off the coast here on the South China Sea, probably the fifth or sixth one in the last 5 or 6 weeks. It's getting ridiculous. There's like a production line out there. All right, let's have a look. Before we go to the charts, this is just a screenshot of this is just a Word document that explains all the different coloured lines, etc. on my charts. If you've never seen my videos before, you don't know my method, if you want to pause the video, take a screenshot of this or read this document. I'll bring it up at the end also, and I'll go through it fairly well in the video itself, so no dramas, but it's there if you need to see it. Just explains what all the different colours, what all the different lines mean. Obviously, not everyone, English is not your first language, I understand that, or you don't understand the Australian accent. Just pause the video. I've got plenty of notes on my charts. You can read everything. If you do like these videos, please hit the subscribe button, or if nothing else, hit the like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. And remember, on the daily charts, I call all of these trades in the Facebook group and Telegram channels when I take the trade, and I also call any trade management, like partial closes, moving stops, etc., and exit of the trades. So it's all recorded in live time or close to it. I put everything on a shared spreadsheet for the daily charts. Also do the 12-hour charts, even though I don't call those trades in the groups, but there is a 12-hour charts also, highly aggressive method on that. But yeah, all the daily trades are recorded on the shared spreadsheet, and there'll be a link to that and the 12-hour spreadsheet in the description of the video. So let's go to the charts. So I'm using TradingView for my analysis. This is my watch list on the right. If it's highlighted in blue, it means there's currently trades on. If it's highlighted in this pinky red color, it means I'm looking at something coming up on Monday. You'll see there's a few of them, 3 of them. If there's no highlight, no trades on those pairs. This is the only pairs I trade on the daily chart. It's slightly different to my 12-hour chart. Now we'll go through. We'll start with the Aussie Swiss Franc. They're in alphabetical order, so I'll just go through each one individually. If you read that Word document, S1 means sequence 1, S2 sequence 2, where they marked on the charts where they commence. So this commenced with a sell, sells designated by red line. So red dash vertical line is a sell, and the corresponding solid red line is the entry level. So you can see I sold there, which obviously is not good because price is all the way up here. You can read my notes on the trades. Like I said, you pause the video or slow it down and read all the different trades there. What I used to do previously on the daily charts, I was very aggressive with the hedging technique. Now there's videos on my video channel if you want to see that in action. Generally, I don't do that these days unless I've got hidden divergence or some other good setup that really appeals to me. So if it's just regular divergence or just a normal with the trend trade, generally I'm going more traditional now. This one here, I probably would have put a stop in place up here and it would have got stopped out, for example. But I've got these old sequences, I've got a clear, you'll see it on a few pairs like this, the Aussie, New Zealand, USD, Swiss Franc, Pound, New Zealand. You'll see a few old sequences still. So there's lots of trades, but at the end of the day, if you look at my overall break even, I'm plus 0.27. Even with all these trades on, I'm not that big a position size. 2 sequences. So sequence 2 is this buy started here. That started with a stop and place, more traditional. I've closed. You can see my notes. I've closed half, moved my stop up again. And my stop is that red dotted line under there. So I'm locking in a profit between there and there. In the meantime, these are my 2 break-even levels. You might wonder why there's 2 break-even. There's 1 for overall break-even for all trades, and there's 1 on sequence 1. So they're pretty close to each other. So the plan is to try and get up to these yellow lines, which I thought is always going to be a struggle because you can see this blue line, big support resistance area. See price has gone up there, price has gone up, and now it's bouncing off again. This grey line is a warning signal. There's a new, on Monday, there'll be a new red dot on the MACD platinum above the 0 level. So that means I'm in sell mode. So what I'll try to do here is, if I do get a sell signal, for example, this 6 buy on this sequence 1, I'll close that for a profit if it stays above this line here by the time I get that sell signal. That adds to the profit there. I'll probably be stopped out on sequence 2, then I'll look at starting a new sequence based on this triple top here to the downside. Just a matter of adding to the total and try and clear these trades. This is a slow moving pair. I'm probably going to ditch this pair once I've cleared it. It's just not $80.41 after what, a year and a half of trading it based on 20 cents a pip. That's not much. Hardly worth it. But it's a pretty easy pair to trade generally. It's a slow mover. We'll see how we go. But that's where we are in the Aussie Swiss. Nothing to get too concerned about. Aussie Yen. I'm in a buy trade here. Sorry, here. S1. You can read my notes. Monday, I've got a note. Move stop up. Reason why. New red dot on the MACD platinum above the 0 level. Hence the warning line sign. Now I'm looking for sells on this pair. I'll just move it out of the way so you can see where it's at. So you can see prices come up. This blue line is just pretty significant sort of line. You can see price bounce, hit it, broke through it, came down, found a little bit of support at it, broke through it again, back up to it, back up, now struggling to get in, going down. So it's a fairly significant sort of level. Hence my, even though if I do get a sell trade here in the next day or next couple of days, I'll be quite happy to take it. Even though it's against the trend, I'll have a stop in place above this high here, somewhere like that. But in the meantime, I've got this buy, so I'm looking at moving my stop up. All I do for stop placement on the daily, I normally just drop down to say a 4-hour chart and have a look, and I'll probably try and get it under this low here. You can see the 4 hours in buy mode, so I'll probably bring my stop up here just to this sort of level where the crosshair is at the moment. Just to lock in a little bit of profit, and if it does turn up again, I've got some wiggle room. All right, so that's Aussie Yen looking good, just moving the stop up on Monday. Aussie New Zealand in a sell here, stop. Yeah. Now you see if you read that Word document, the red lines is bearish divergence. So you can see my notes here, hidden bearish divergence on this sell. That's why I took the sell. I was pretty confident with it. Now I start drawing these green lines in because I just adjust these every day. I'm looking for regular bullish divergence at the moment. Hasn't been confirmed, but I just adjust these lines every day. And once they're no longer valid, I just delete them. But it's just preparation. That's all that is. So at the moment, in a sell, and you can read my notes, stop in place. I've already closed half. I can't lose overall in this trade, even though if I got stopped out on the remaining half. I'd take a small loss, but overall it'd be a profitable trade. Profit to date, you can see my $332 there. It's all on the spreadsheets too, you can read about. Aussie USD, old sequence 1, starting all the way back here, back in April. I just can't seem to get out of it. This thing is sort of a flat line across the top here. You can see I've made some good profit as I'm going along. At the moment, my break-even's up at 79 cents, which I don't expect to get. I've got a grey vertical line here, which means I'm looking for sells. So if a sell signal presented in the next couple of days, I don't think it will. Obviously, it's not on Monday, may not on Tuesday, depending on what happens. There's a bullish candle there. But if we do get a sell, then I'll look at, if I can, this last buy, I'll look at closing that last buy out, taking a small profit, adding to that, then taking another sell, replacing that with a sell, and obviously a double top here, or even triple top if you consider that one. I would take a sell here with a stop in place above this high. So it's all right. I don't mind trading the Aussie, even though it looks like there's a lot of trades happening. Overall, I'm only plus 0.16 long. So it's not. Green lines like this normally signify a big number. In this case, it'll be the 70-cent level, which is a big round number. As you can see, price comes to it, bounces off it a few times, struggles at it. It's a round number, big round number. Cad Swiss, one of my problem pairs. Now, we all know the story on this, so I'm going to repeat it. I'll repeat it because it might be the first time someone's watching this video. I've got these 5 buy trades over here. They're from last year. They're still there. I don't know how I stuffed up, but I dropped the ball and they're still open. Got 5 buy trades. There's no horizontal lines with them. I'm not worrying about them. That's sequence 1. You can see it, all the notes here. Now, with these 5 trades, the good thing is there's positive swap on them. So I'm not losing any money other than the trades themselves. So I'm not losing any money on the overnight interest or anything like that. So I'm actually making money on that. So don't worry about them too much. In the meantime, I'm concentrating on sequence 2, which is even getting out of control because this thing's just going sideways. You can see now I've got this big sort of level up here. Now prices come up and bounced off it again and coming back down. I've drawn a grey line in there because there's a red dot on the MACD platinum above the 0 level. So there's not much I can probably do in this sequence 2 because we're going, the last buy is going to be below that. Price will be below that by the time I get the sell signal, I'd imagine. So I can't really close that, so I'll just take another sell and go to the downside, and I'll also look at adding to another sequence, like a sequence 3 sell trade. That'll be a standalone sell trade with a stop above the high somewhere, if we get the sell signal. At the moment, it's just a warning, MACD platinum, red dot above the 0 level. In the meantime, I've just got to try and add to this total, doing it slowly. It's hard sideways going, this pair. But it's a slow mover. Other than that COVID nightmare, it's a slow mover. Cad Yen. All right. So on Monday, I'll be taking a sell. There's a new sell signal there. You can see my notes. This green dash line is an 80-cent level, big round number. We're through it. You can see sort of price meanders around a little bit. We've got this nice big triple top or a big resistance level up here. We've got regular divergence, bearish divergence. We've got a new red dot on the QMP filter on Monday morning on the, so that won't show on MT4, MT5, but the thing about TradingView, it does show at the close of the candle. So if the market opens pretty close to where it closed, I'll be taking a sell trade here. Slightly high risk because the MAs are sort of up and they're sort of flat and tight, so it's not really high risk, but price is in them, so it's generally not a good place. And we'll take a sell, and my stop will be where that red line is up there. It's a big stop, but it's one I wouldn't expect to be hit. Hopefully I'll either move it down before then or something else will happen. But yeah, so Cad Yen, looking at a sell on Monday if it doesn't gap too drastically one way or the other. Euro Aussie, another one of my little problem pairs, sequence from a long time ago. But the good thing about this, if I can find it, making good coin on it, good money, $1,600 there. It's all, there's no horizontal lines drawn for a few of these trades because it was just cluttering up the chart too much. But all these represent a buy was up here, you know, another buy in there, etc. So you can read the notes where the trades are, sequence 1, and we have sequence 2, which is a sell, and that is now got a stop in place somewhere, and it's hard to see, it's in there somewhere, so it's locking in profit, so I can't lose on sequence 2. Sequence 3 was the latest one, which was a buy, and it's got a stop in place here. Big support level here. This one buy is going against me a little bit, but the overall break even is just this yellow, solid yellow line. Sometimes I put a solid yellow line just to overall break even, just gives me somewhere to aim at. It looks like it's a long way away, but it's really not that far, especially on this pair. This pair can move a fair bit. If you look at the history a bit, there's your big COVID move. So it's really not that far to go. In the meantime, we'll just keep on adding to that profit, and hopefully we can just eventually work our way out of this old sequence 1 and just concentrate on the right hand side of the chart. Euro CAD, it's a little bit messy. No, it's not too bad. It must be the 12 hours that's messy. We had a buy here on Friday. It's gone up a little bit, stop in place. Read my notes, regular bullish divergence, hence the stop. As you can see, there's a high here, lower high, slightly lower high. So I'm fighting against the trend here. It's a high risk trade, hence the stop in place. And the MACD platinum's pretty close to 0 level, so we'll see how it goes. But it's all right at the moment. Euro pound. Now this one got a little bit tricky. Took a initial buy in here. There's only the one sequence. This is a 90-cent level. So I took an initial buy in here based on hidden bullish divergence. So read the notes. Price bounced off the 90. So I took a buy, went against me, went against me, went against me. That buy signal remained valid. MACD platinum still below the zero level. Got a green dot on the MACD platinum below the zero level. I'd drawn this trend line in through here. Price had closed on the other side of the trend line. It moved up a fair bit, but I took a second buy. It's a high risk because I haven't got any cover to the downside, and I'm adding to my position to the upside. So, but if price then fell away again, gave this sell signal, so I took a hedge sell. Now we've got another green dot on the MACD platinum below the zero level, hence the grey warning line saying we're looking for buys. And it went up nicely, broke through the trend line again, but on Friday we had the bearish candle. The pound pairs are a little bit tricky to trade at the moment due to the Brexit talks being back on the board. So yeah, so at the moment we're hedged, so I can't lose anything. We're hedged. You can see break even and break even not applicable as hedged. So I'm just locking in a loss at the moment, waiting for a new buy. It's a pair I don't mind trading. It's not a big mover, but it's sometimes a pretty good pair to trade. Euro yen, nothing happening. I'm pretty sure I took that buy signal, but I think I got stopped out or closed it out or something, and now it's coming the other way. Just all a bit tight, a bit messy on the euro yen. Euro New Zealand in a sell from back here. That was just a previous loss I took on the same sort of sequence. You can see that first sell loss was $60. That's that one there. That's why I just leave the grey line on there. Took a second one. Already closed half. It's gone down nicely. I could have recovered that full $60, I'm sure, but I'm trying to get as much out of it as possible. In the meantime, got a warning signal. We've got a green dot on the MACD platinum below the zero level. We've got potential regular bullish divergence setting up. So Monday, I've got it highlighted, move my stop down. So I'm going to move my stop down from here to down somewhere. Again, just go to the 4-hour chart, have a look, and it'll probably be down. So this is a 4 hours. So I've got a sell signal coming up on the 4-hour. So I might just bring it into this where the crosshair is now in that level there. So locking in that further profit. Yeah, it's what's that? 300, not quite 300 pips or something from there to there. That's the plan on Monday. Just move the stop down. Right, Euro USD. This one, I was in this buy here. It sort of got a bit pear-shaped on me, and I'm out of it. It's a pair I don't mind trading at the moment, but it's just going nowhere fast. So I'm just watching it. There's a possible hidden, at the moment, sorry, regular bearish divergence setting up, possible. Pound, Aussie. Maybe. Now this is a pair I had a buy signal here. I didn't take it. I just didn't like where price was in the MAs, and this high up here was still sort of close. So it was just a high risk trade. I didn't take it, and it's probably, in hindsight, it's probably a good thing. This thing's just going sideways at the moment. It's a pair I don't mind trading, but it's yeah, at the moment it's not much happening. Pound CAD, this is one pair that's doing my head in a little bit. It's I haven't made much money on it. It's only $125. It's just an ugly chart. I mean, again, I'd go back to the CAD. It's the CAD, anything to do with the CAD I seem to struggle with. I'm not sure why, but I'm seriously, if I'm going to drop a pound pair, this would be the ones I'd drop. So I've got sequence 1, it's hedged at the moment, going nowhere. And I've got sequence 2, which was a sell in here, which I thought was a pretty good setup. And it's got a stop in place, and the stop's getting threatened, so that's going to be a loss there. By looks, yeah, it's a 300, looks like a 300 pip stop. That'll be a big loss. Yeah, so it's just one of these, and I stuffed up too. You can read the notes there. I changed my version of the QMP filter, which is these red and green dots on the chart. I changed the version when the sequence already commenced, so there's extra trades in there that don't line up with dots. That sell there and this buy. And so I've created more work for myself. Yeah, it's probably a pair I will get rid of. It's an ugly chart, even when I zoom in a little bit. Yeah, it's still, look, even during COVID it was ugly. So I'll clear that, see if I can make some money. Even if I get to zero, and just clear it. I probably haven't explained the MACD Platinum's this indicator down here. It's a zero lag MACD, just a little bit more sensitive. I use the default settings like any MACD, 12, 26, 9. If the red dots are above, if it's above the zero level, I'm looking to sell, which is this dotted line here. If it's below the zero level, I'm looking to buy. Right, Pound Swiss. No trades at the moment. Next, as I just said, I'm looking, if it's above the zero level, I'm looking to sell. So if I get a red dot, that'd be great, because look at this, bang, 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 big resistance level. And if it went down, it'd be nice. Made a few dollars in this, so not too bad. Pound yen, nothing happening at the moment, so I don't mind trading. It's nice and clean, as you can see on the chart. I wasn't a sell there, I'm obviously out. I'm not sure, I don't think I took that buy or not. I have to check my spreadsheets. I don't think I did, and I'll probably kick myself. Then again, I may have too, so who knows. But yeah, it's a good buy signal. It's all a bit tight on the MACD Platinum. Now we're possibly setting up for regular bearish divergence. If I've got a sell signal here, I'd probably take it, but you'd have a stop in place above the high there somewhere. Pound New Zealand, this is one that is giving me a bit of grief in old sequences from way back here. And when I say way back there, that is January, early January, so it is giving me a bit of, but the good thing is, plenty of profit, 7,000. I've got these three sequences on, all back to the left. You can see my notes up here, it's all a little bit tight, a bit messy. Overall break-evens, this yellow line, and look at that. On Thursday, we went through it a little bit. I've got an alert set down on this low here. This is a big support level. I was hoping price would get a lot closer to it. And even when I get to that overall break-even, because the swap was a bit big on some of the trades, I'm still a couple of $1,000 down. So that's why I set the alert down here. If it gets down to there, then I would have closed them all out. In the meantime, I don't mind trading this pair. So there's a green dot on the MACD Platinum below the zero level now. We've got a potential buy setting up. So what the plan would be, if we get a buy in the next few days, and as long as price remains below the last sell on all these sequences, which is the 9th, 6th and 5th sell, I would just close that sells up here. So I'd just close all those sells and take a new buy. Move my break even up here somewhere. Add to the profit. So just keep on adding to this profit until eventually I will break this overall break even nicely, where I can clear all the trades or start clearing some of the trades. It's just a matter of getting a little bit creative and doing a little bit of thinking. And on the daily charts, you get plenty of time to think about. You can plan ahead. You know, I can see this is a possible buy setting up, so I can start thinking, like I just mentioned, sell, close, close and close, add to the total. There's ways, but in the meantime, there's a lot of trades on here, and you can see it's a fair position size. Mine is 0.78, so it's a healthy big position size, probably too big, but look at the profit too, $7,059. So it's been good to me, but it's just I'm making hard work of it, that's all. Pound USD. Right, this is a bit of a strange setup for the Pound USD. Generally, it's a pretty nice mover. We had a sell in here. I'm not sure why I took it. Yeah, it's on that candle there, Jim. What am I doing? It's on that candle there. So the sell's on that candle. I might have waited one day because I got a big bullish candle or something. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But there's a sell in there based on the sell signal. Took a sell, hedge buy, second sell, second hedge buy. Now I've taken a third sell in here. The MACD Platinum's remained above the zero level the whole time, this is unusual amount of trades on this pair. Break even for all these trades is that yellow line there. As you can see, the pound's gone against me again. It's going up on Friday. Big bearish candle on Thursday, big bullish candle on Friday. Once again, it's a pair that's given me good profit, 9,000, and that's even with, I actually made more than that on but I was in a bigger position sizes and I brought everything back to 0.02. So it is a pair I don't mind trading, but at the moment this thing's just gone against me on Friday. But we're only minus 0.01 net to the downside. New Zealand CAD. All right, we're in a buy back here, and I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I took a sell. That's why I took a sell here, and I lost on $26. So I recovered that $14 I lost in my first buy, which would have been this one on here, I'd say. That got stopped out. Now I've taken a second buy. We're at this high again. We still haven't. If we get a red dot on the MACD Platinum, then I'll move this stop right up. Then if I get a sell signal up here, even though it'd be a high risk trade into the MAs, I would take that sell signal if it came whilst price was around this level here. So yeah, it's not too bad. All right, New Zealand CAD, that's all good. New Zealand Yen, this is one I'm kicking myself a little bit. Got this buy signal here. I should have taken it just based on this triple bottom. I ummed and ahed about it. You probably heard me talk about it in one of the videos. The only thing I didn't like was the MACD Platinum's close to the zero level, but in hindsight, look at that. I should have, and I normally would have, based on just this support level. I don't know why. I thought about it for 3 days, and by the time I thought, yeah, I'll do it, they had that big cow. Dumb Jim, dumb. New Zealand USD. Now this is like the Aussie, very similar. In a sequence that starts all the way back here in April, going nowhere fast, but I've also got a second sequence which is a sell, and because that was based on a hidden bearish divergence, so I hedged that second with a buy. Now looking for a second sell on sequence 2. There was a red dot above the MACD Platinum zero level on Monday, so that's a warning signal, hence the grey line there. Now what will happen there with sequence 1, I would, if it remains, where's my last buy in here, this level here. So if the sell signal comes and it's above this level here, I can close that buy trade. I could even look at closing the previous buy, which is pretty close to it if I had to. That'll be the 9th buys, which is 26, even the 8th buy of 26. I close one of those buy trades anyway. And instead of going into hedge mode, it would get me back in a minus 0.26. As long as I close one of those big buys, the 0.26, I'd prefer to do the most recent one and then get back to the downside. It's a pair I don't mind trading. Not bad profit, 691, and I just don't want to get too many sequences on the same way. So sequence 2 would be a second sell, and looking to bring the MACD Platinum back to the zero level. I'll do the USD Japanese Yen first before we get to the big problem pair. Not much happening here at all. It's a pair I don't mind trading. It's not the fastest mover on the planet, but it's pretty clean when it moves. You can see if you just took every signal on the QMP filter, you'd do all right in this pair. It's nice and easy. So it's not a bad pair to trade. In the meantime, you can see the MAs 240, 150 heading down this spread, or stacked as I like to call it, and there's a slow slope down. We get a sell signal here. Anytime I take the sell, simple as that. But at the moment, no trades. Now USD Swiss Franc, this is a problem pair of mine. We have got trades going way back to March. All right, so don't worry about that too much. 1, 2, 3, 4 sequences. Don't worry about sequence 4 too much. That's just my latest trade, which is a buy in here somewhere. It's got a stop in place below this big support level in here. So hopefully that support level will hold, but it looks like it's rolling over again. This thing's just been hard going. I've got all these trades and a few starting to accumulate, a few down here, lots of trades. But the good thing is I'm making some profit. So there's nearly just under $6,000 profit. So I've just got to keep on chipping away at it. And it's getting a little bit ridiculous, the amount of trades. What have we got overall? We're only half a full lot to the upside. The overall break-evens off the page up here somewhere, but don't worry about that because that's neither here nor there at the moment. I've just got to keep on adding to these trades, and hopefully price will get up there one day or get down somewhere. Just a big move one way or the other. This is just like going sideways. So just got to be patient, and we'll just keep on grinding away. But once I do clear this pair, it is a pair I will remove from my watch list. I just struggle with it, as you all know. You hear me bitch about it every week. Yeah, it's just the way it is. It's a pair I do struggle with. That's the Euro USD. That's it for all the pairs. So let's bring up that document again in case you were wondering what some of the colours meant or the lines. Have a read of this, pause the video, take a screenshot, etc. Like I said, all these trades are recorded on a shared spreadsheet. It's in Google Docs. There's links to it in the description of the video, and also anyone that's not a member of my Facebook group, the JAGfx Facebook group, there'll be, I think there's links to that in the video description too. You're more than welcome to join that, or the Telegram channels. In the Facebook group, I post all these trades, like I said, all the trade management, everything. So I take the trades, and within 30 minutes, I'm calling them live in the Facebook group. So it's all very transparent. I'm not a signal service, as we all know. I take high risk trades. I've got a big account, small position size. I just try to remain constant. I could compound it, etc., and really impress you with numbers if I wanted to. But no, I'll stick with a 0.02. Just gives me a little bit of wiggle room with trade management, and all's good. All right, guys, we're about, I'd say, about 8 hours away from getting blasted here. I'm looking out at the South China Sea now. It's great living on the beach, but it's also not great when there's a typhoon just about to come from that area. So yeah, the old South China Sea, or the East Sea as we call it here in Vietnam, is just pretty rough at the moment, and the palm trees are starting to sway in the breeze. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. Thanks for being in the Facebook group, Telegram channels, etc. It's much appreciated. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe wherever you may be, and I'll chat to you good folk later. Cheers.